Start stream. I don't know why my alerts say they don't exist, but hello. I think we're live again. Are we live again? My internet was being funky and everything decided to stop working at once. Honestly, I thought that Twitch went down. But I think we're back. Are we back? Someone tell me if we're back. Says we've been live. Says we've been live for 25 seconds, so I think we exist. Hopefully.
I would like to exist.
I can poke you in the face. I think that proves that you exist.
Okay. It's very reassuring.
So, yeah, this section with all the dorms is the bit that I've been avoiding working on.
That's fair.
Everything else, though...
Yay!
We're back! Yay! Thanks for being patient, Ghostdays. So the stuff on the second floor exists, and yes, I did put blood in Doobie's bathroom.
I would like to see
our last session. Okay, so this is Doobie's bathroom. Doobie is a mermaid, and this storage closet has been transferred into a bathroom. There's a bit of blood because of what happened in the last session.
We play it like it's a television show, so at the end of the session we have next week on Monsterhearts. And we go around the table and each PC contributes what they're hoping to see next week. But this last time I included a spoiler of camera zooms through the door and we see Sasha, one of the students who is, we've just recently found out,
involved with something
in
dangerous.
some badness, has locked himself into the bathroom that actually has a bath, which is referred to as Ruby's bathroom, even though it's not.
Well, I mean, the bath was put there for her.
It was absolutely put there.
It was recommended to me that I put shelving in that wall.
And has barricaded himself in with a box of protein bars and washed their eyes out with bleach.
Because something tried to use its eyes to hurt people. Or their eyes to hurt people.
And so Sasha's like, can't make me hurt people now. Can't use me now.
I am very emotionally attached to Sasha. Purely because of that. Hello, Syphon. Hello, how are you? Oh, I want to show you some of what I've done to the science room. But first, this is one of the... I've decided that this is one of the independent studies rooms.
Yeah.
This is for practical magics. So there's not many desks, but there's space to move about and do stuff. There's
target practice.
And,
yes, I like it.
Yeah. Mostly it's just resources for targets. What am I making? I am making the boarding school in a cliffside manor house that is the setting of our weekly role-playing game, which usually happens at this time. But people are too busy for a session today because it's the final week of uni. My heart is broken. Yeah. And my mother, who runs the game, is here to tell us all about the plot while I build.
I'm here to answer any questions anyone has.
That's fair. Because last time I was building this, I was like, I'm not going to info dump about the game. And my chat was like, why not? We want all of the details. Tell us everything. So this, by the way, is another one of the independent studies rooms. This is for the more academic stuff. Yeah. So you work in here. Mm-hmm. And I kind of envisioned that one as having 4 desks. Lena, Sasha, and me. But this one doesn't, so... Okay. Sure. Yeah, you're right.
Kai
that corner
is
indeed.
Laura's character, and so it is very appropriate that Kai would go into that independent study room that we've just decided is the one that Kai uses.
Yeah. Kai's just proving points, you know. So this is something I worked on the other day in here. This is our science room, and I put up diagrams on the walls.
Oh my god, your diagrams are gorgeous!
Thank you. The attempt here is that it's like a diagram of the cell, periodic table, and atomic structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, because you need some academic posters on the wall in a science room.
Absolutely.
That wall just felt blank. I still don't know what to do for the drama room. You did drama in school more than me. So maybe you have ideas of what the drama room should
room
look
is
like.
difficult to decorate because mostly what you need is just open space for people to do stuff.
Do you think this is good then?
I think that's good. I think there
Okay.
needs to be a couple of, like, we had these black blocks that were very useful to be able to improvise whatever furniture, create levels, whatever.
Okay.
But they would just be like
Stage area? This is kind of supposed to be the stage area. And also Hello Thread and Dark Dungeon. Hi.
But this isn't where performances would happen. This is just drama classes.
Yeah. If I add some scaffolding, do you think that works as well? Yeah. Okay. Enter to the thing. I don't like these. I wanted these to be better, but they'll do for now. Yeah, you're in an acting college. Okay. I am not. I figured this they can play some music from, and I put like some curtains here so that it could be like a pseudo little backstage area for if they need to practice blocking or actually being on stage, I guess. Also, I want that to be less steep, so
I think that stage either needs to be at least one block deeper, or
that's what I just did to it. Would that work?
That helps. Yeah. I mean, for it to have any use at all, it needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's too narrow, then it's just taking up space in the room, and it's.
You're right. It is. It is very narrow. Dark Dungeon, thank you for the follow. Something, my alerts are down for some reason. And also, like, you can see how it says an error occurred. That I've told it to disappear. I've told the alerts to stop existing. They refuse.
Our drama room had a big empty space for people to perform, and then a row of couches along one side for everyone to watch. And we did mostly small group exercises.
Interesting.
With everyone except the group who was performing sitting down.
That makes sense. Okay. Hello, Aita. Welcome back. Do I usually stream creative? No, I usually stream survival. This world in particular, I just, I wanted to build a massive building out of endstone bricks. And because I didn't know how many I wanted to use or where I wanted to do it, and I wanted to build everything up from scratch, I just decided that it didn't really fit in my survival world anyway, so I'm building this in creative. Okay, blue two.
So why was it endstone bricks?
Because I wanted it to be large bricks, for that textural visual image back here. I didn't want it to be stone bricks, or I didn't want it to be grimstone bricks, deep slate bricks rather, or black stone bricks, because I knew that I wanted the roof to be dark, I think. When I searched up Gothic architecture, it was all very pale and yellowy, so I thought I'd probably be using sandstone or maybe endstone. But the endstone has this slight greeny hue to it, which will be evident if I put any sandstone next to it. It's very much a greener yellow, which I thought was good for it being a kind of eerie look, being a supernatural place. So that was my theorization. And also I want everyone to know that our school mascot is an eldritch sea slug. Thank you.
Its name is Gloom.
Its name is Gloom. That is incredible lore. I love it.
Gloom is a Lovecraftian entity that...
Thank you for the hydrated
frequently appears as a statue of Dionysus, but does in fact look like an eldritch sea cucumber. And given that one of our characters is a Maenad who was granted her powers through a pact with Dionysus, the the players went,
gosh.
oh my goodness.
Everything is in the wrong place. I fixed it. Yes. Trying to see if any of these are empty. These rooms, which are difficult, the ones that were extra difficult to space out, I've decorated differently.
You've done so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I've done a bit. This is still empty, so I do need to decorate this. Good water, yes, good water. Thank you.
And we need something along the walls in some of these places. Like, there's just...
Yeah, do you think along the walls is in shelves, or do you think like some columns to break it up?
I was thinking more like banners or posters or artwork or...
Okay. We can work
bulletin
on
board.
that. Hello, welcome. Thank you for the follow. That is a keyboard smash. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that. And also X-Men, thank you for the follow. Is there a way to pronounce your name? JJ. Okay, JJ, thank you for the follow. I've ended up here again because this is the area that I know.
It's the entrance to the player's dorm area.
Yeah. Which, since me building, we have seen on camera several times, and people keep saying, "So Laura, how does this work?"
And whose room is next to mine? Whose rooms are between mine and this one?
I got the information wrong, actually,
What?
about Nick's, about where Jesse's room is. So
I'm shocked.
George is here, and Jesse's here. I thought it was the other way around.
Okay. So where's Nick's?
So
Nick's is there.
Nick's is here.
Okay.
But it's Jamie, Naida, George, Jesse.
Okay.
And Izzy on the other side. So, long story short, they're screwed. One of the port is going to notice.
Okay.
You kind of went crazy with your username. That is completely understandable. A little bit of cheating. Whenever you build in creative, you use the immersive portals mod to have infinite interior. That is definitely cheating, but that's incredible.
Oh,
yeah.
Go out on the balcony.
Okay.
Oh, I have not seen the balcony before.
Yeah. This is why it can't be a dorm area here. Because A, it goes right into the bathrooms, and B, it's got a balcony.
Mm-hmm.
So then I need to figure out where the roof in here goes, right? Like, over here, the roof ends here. Does it do the same over here? Does it go all the way up? If so, what is going on?
What's down there?
These are probably going to be more dorm rooms, because this is the floor for dorm rooms.
Then the roof would end, it wouldn't go all the way up.
Okay, then what about this area? Instead of having a balcony, just close it off?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, that is helpful.
Yeah. Also, I like the little fireplace thing you got going there.
Yeah, thank you. It does not have a chimney.
No.
Don't actually light the fire. I put a chimney there, but there's a chimney there, and trust me, it just looks weird. So, don't actually light the fire. I need you as Becca to know that you can actually light these fires. But you shouldn't, because the smoke doesn't go anywhere.
So clearly there's a flue that joins up with that.
Yes.
That bigger chimney.
In the walls.
Inside the walls.
Attic, yes. At some point we will have an attic. Currently, in our attic... Jerry, where are you? Jerry, my beloved, where are you? Last time I streamed here, my chat fell in love with Jerry the Filza Slayer, who lives in our attic.
Tell me about Jerry the Filza Slayer.
Okay, so Filza is a popular Minecraft content creator who streams hardcore, right?
Right.
And the only world he's died in, hardcore being when you die, it's over. The only world he's died in, as opposed to losing to a glitch or a hardware failure, he was killed by a baby zombie.
Well, you know it's now canon that there's a baby zombie living in the attic at the school.
I know, that's one of the reasons I avoided showing you up until this point. Someone suggested, if you're so sick of Enderman stealing your walls, maybe turn it to peaceful. I was like, but Jerry.
Oh, I know. I know what the baby zombie in the attic is. Okay, that fits in very nicely.
Okay.
So, you know how Dr. Jasinski, the science teacher, the mad scientist.
Yeah, I know how Dr. Jasinski, yeah.
Dr. Jasinski, his philosophy is figure out the rules, find the loopholes, conquer the world.
Yes, and as it should be. Very important question for you. Do we like this being sandstone, or should it be endstone as well, or should it be spruce?
I'm okay with it being sandstone, but I have to tell you, I didn't notice the difference between the sandstone and the endstone.
Because sometimes it's endstone there and sandstone there. Oh,
it's probably better if it stays the same thing.
Okay, I'm gonna replace all of that with endstone.
Okay.
It's been bothering me, thank you. I needed someone to tell me that, replacing the entire thing is worth it.
Yes. So Dr. Jasinski is the science teacher.
Yes.
He's
my favorite teacher.
English and philosophy teacher is Avigdor, who is a golem who was built by Dr. Jasinski in a very Frankenstein's monster sort of a way, where he went, what is the soul, where it went, what is the soul, what is humanity, and has become a very insightful and wise being. But it would make sense if Dr. Jasinski's first foray into creating life was not a success on the level of can become faculty. So the zombie in the attic is clearly a previous attempt of Dr. Jasinski's to create life.
Yeah,
and since Dr. Jasinski's attempts to create life are going to become plot relevant when people start to poke at them more, that pleases me immensely.
Please, we've made way too many jokes about Rin and Kai telling Dr. Jasinski that they need a baby in order to do a science project, aka just torment some humans. We've made so many jokes. This can't be added. Oh my gosh, I keep missing alerts because it's not making the sound because everything's broken. Lunas, thank you for the follow, and Nick, thank you for the follow. I don't know why my alerts are broken. I don't know how to fix it. Jesus, thank you for the follow. Hello, I'm doing great. How are you, Nick? Or is it Anik? Could be Anik. I'm doing quite well. My stream crashed earlier, and I don't know why. But, we're doing alright now. I'm hanging out with my mum and replacing the ceiling of my build because I didn't like the color I picked.
So, Kai is a fairy, and Rin is a boogeyman.
Yes.
And there have been jokes about how they should go down to the local village and steal a baby.
I mean, legally, if somebody says to Kai, would you like to steal a baby, legally Kai has to leave a different baby in its place.
Right. So this was what led to, but if we tell Dr. Jasinski that we need a baby for science...
Dr. Jasinski's gonna help us find a baby.
Does it have to be a real baby?
This is why Dr. Jasinski is both my favorite teacher and terrifying, because he's the sort of teacher that when you say, I need a baby, it's for science, I swear.
His answer is, does it have to be a real baby? How realistic does this baby have to be?
Does it have to be your baby? Does it need to have your genetics? Or can we just, reincarnate something?
Kai said in the first class with Dr. Jasinski, I need to get an idea of what other students are doing for their independent projects so that I can have realistic expectations. To which Dr. Jasinski said, never be realistic!
Yes, we love him. Why am I in creative? I am in creative because I didn't know how intensive this build was going to be, so I didn't want to do it in survival, mostly because I started doing this off stream and for fun, just because I wanted a visual representation of what the school would look like, and then I got a little carried away.
Yay, carried away.
And because I wanted to build with blocks that are not easy to get, and I didn't know where in my current survival world I wanted it to be, I decided, since I basically wanted it to be flatlands anyway, that I would build it in creative. I usually do survival, but I'm doing this in creative, and Twitch won't let me change the tags away from survival. I don't know why. Kara, thank you for the follow. Hello, how are you? And welcome back, Lars. My everything is going wrong. I'm finding it hard to pay attention to chat when there's no noise. I don't know why. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's just how my brain is working right now. Hi, Mum.
I know Lars. How do I know Lars?
Lars is...
What's Lars's full thing?
Larsicraft?
I know you told me about this.
Yeah, probably. Lars is...
I love your flag.
Yeah.
Egyptian flag.
Yeah, because Amir's gotta have an Egyptian flag.
Mm.
And Rin changing out the light bulb. Come on, internet, come on. I know OBS. OBS is screaming at me again about the internet. Ah, sorry, Rin. It's not like Rin cares that I destroyed a barrel, but, you know, I care that I accidentally destroyed one of Rin's barrels.
Rin would care that you didn't invite him to join in the destruction.
Yeah, that seems accurate.
Is that a pool of lava?
No, that's an orange bed.
Oh, good.
Okay. I'm sick of replacing roof for a little bit. I need something to do. I don't know why there's 2 entrances to this dorm room. I guess it just made sense. So first I'm gonna measure out how many beds we can possibly have in here. And then I'm probably gonna get distracted and go somewhere else. Meanwhile, my mum is your in-house entertainment this evening.
I am.
I don't like it. I don't like this. This thing I am doing it does not please me.
Okay.
No. I guess I can always change where the walls are.
Yeah.
But I'm going and I'm decorating this room. Decorating this room. I can do decorations. Decorations are easy. So. And you say some posters. Partially, you're here to tell me what I'm missing.
Yeah, I just want some decoration on the long hallways.
I think that's a good idea.
On many of them, you have shelves, and that works really well. But on the close hallways, shelves don't.
Yeah, I'll work on some posters. So, what plot-based things should we talk about? Do you want to tell us a bit about the conflicts you've been creating? Oh, those are people's doors. Oh man, that was my door. Because that's Avon's room. Take my own door, why don't I?
At the moment...
Hi, Clay's mom!
At the moment, we're basically 1 game session per 1 day of game time.
But that's better than the first time when it was 2 game sessions per day.
But we had to introduce all of the NPCs.
Which took 2 hours. And was worth every single second.
It is likely that the whole first season of...
Oh my gosh, you're no cool, Molly! Thank you so much for the raid!
Wow, that's a lot.
How is your stream? I raid Molly all the time. Hi, chat. If you have not checked out Molly, you need to go check out Molly. Molly is amazing. Hi. Hello. How are you? How was your stream? Welcome, everybody. God Goose, Bread Lover, thank you for the follow. Hi. Oh my gosh, internet, not now. It's screaming at me, but it's still like over 1,000, so we're fine. Emmett Cotton, thank you for the follow. You rickrolled Molly 2 times. Amazing, JP. Good job. It was good. How's my stream? My stream's pretty good. I'm building. I wanna go outside. I'm gonna break a window. Ha. Ha.
So destructive.
I'm building the set to our role-playing game while my mom's telling us about the lore. I'm hanging out with my mom today. Hello, princess. Thank you for the hydrate. Hydrate, do some hydrate.
I love what good care of you your
In the
people
stretch. I know, right? It's so good. Nova Nugget. Katie, thank you for the follow. Hello. Yes. Your brain completely fried. I feel that. Yes. Molly says hello to you.
Hello, Molly.
So, man, you're recommended. Hello, welcome in, Andy. Welcome. Yes. Grimstains, thank you for the ooh-woo. That means I have to say ooh-woo.
Who doesn't?
Yes, it does. That's what that means.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's so cute hanging out with your mom. Yes, I got her to play Minecraft with me a while ago, and at some point we're going to play a non-Minecraft game because the people paid me to do so. I mean, what? That's the only way to get me to play something other than...
It is true that is the only way I can get Shaylor to play something that's not Minecraft, except for tabletop role.
Yes. JP, thank you for the follow. And also my chat would like you to say ooh-woo.
Ooh-woo?
Thank you.
Or should it be ooh-woo?
That's very good, yes. Either works. I mean, the second is more traditional, but thank you for the follow. And Katie, thank you for the posture check. Apparently that was amazing. I also adore my mom. Oh my god, we're twins! We both adore my mom.
So, the music teacher, Ms. O'Leary.
Yes.
Can you imagine her with her voice saying...
Oh god.
Miss Burrow talks like this. She's a banshee, and if she doesn't consciously control her voice to sound very sweet all the time, she sounds...
Oh god.
Which is less good. So she...
See, my chat made me do that for an entire stream once. Thank you so much, God Goose. And Molly, welcome to the sub gang. Welcome.
And it is gifted.
Yeah, gifted. So I bought it for someone else.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Your people are so nice. I like your people.
Me too. Twitch is awesome. We love you. It's your chat. Ooh. Yep. Jelly Beans for Life and Galaxy Gamer, thank you for the follows. What was I doing? I was decorating this room. Okay, I'm putting things on the shelves. We're gonna do some posters at some point. I'm putting things on the shelves. And we were talking a bit about conflict, I think.
Yes. So we've got multiple levels of conflict. We've got the normal classroom level, which is the election for class president.
Yes.
Which we've got an NPC who cares so much about, and the only reason any of the PCs care about the election for class president is that they really don't like that NPC and they don't want him to be class president.
It's unfortunate because it's true. He's mean. He refused to even look at me for most of ever.
Okay, but there were reasons for that.
Yeah, okay, he was just convinced I was going to be his arch nemesis.
Yes, Amir believes in reincarnation, and whenever he meets someone, he identifies whether they're the reincarnation of an enemy, an ally, or someone who's not important.
Bruh, I'm not even human. I'm not the reincarnation.
Or rather, or just if their destiny is to be an enemy, an ally, or someone important.
Yeah.
And he met Kai, Shaylora's character, and identified that Kai was going to be an enemy. But he didn't have time to deal with a new enemy. So he just ignored Kai's existence, never spoke directly to them.
Ignore your problems until they become bigger problems just to spite you.
With the intention that
That's not ideal. Okay.
he would He would not activate that enmity. And meanwhile,
I'm
Kai's
sorry.
blood is boiling because he's being constantly ignored.
Kai hates being ignored. Also, Molly, I love how much you're loving my mother. I also love my mother a lot. Fight him, violence is a good answer. Well, yeah. Yeah.
So we've got that level of classroom politics that's happening. Also, there's there's a new student at the school, Anna.
Oh, Anna, we love her.
Who 2 weeks ago, when school started, was basically the first time she was ever allowed to leave her house.
She doesn't come from a great background.
In terms of supernatural creatures and fairy tales, she's a Rapunzel sort.
Mm-hmm.
She has lived her entire life in a tower, and she's just starting to come out into the world, and everyone has said, oh, we would like Molly to not have to go home.
Anna, to not have to go home.
Molly can go wherever she likes.
Molly can go wherever she likes.
We would like Anna to not have to go home to her very unhealthy home environment.
Yeah, we really would, especially because she's got a family now. She found her sister. Her sister's a ghost. Her sister died. But her sister's here and would really like very much to spend more time with her.
Yeah. So...
yeah, Molly, go home, Molly. I love just the occasional, I literally adore her in the chat. Yes, good, this is the correct response to meeting my mother. Welcome back, James. I don't know.
So they would like to make it so Anna doesn't have to go home. And Anna would love to come and stay in the dorms. But she's currently, her playbook, her skin, her mythological type is the Caged. She's the Caged so that she won't be the Wishmaker anymore. Her name is Anna Townsend. And the Townsend family, there is a prophecy that a Townsend will destroy the town, wipe it off the map as if it never was. And Anna was born as the child of a mortal and the Nightmare King,
who is our principal.
And basically the reason that the principal is hanging out on this plane of existence, Anna is the Wishmaker. And she's had this ability since birth. So when Anna really, really, really wants things, reality changes so that that thing has always been the case, but the bigger it is, the more blowback there is because of the nature of wishes.
Nightmare King arc, yo. You need to go. Okay, goodbye, Andy. Thanks for hanging out. You're going to bed? Okay, good night.
Good night, sleep well.
Thanks for hanging out. And goodbye, JP. Thanks for hanging out.
So...
oh god, it's gonna mix.
So Anna can't be allowed to be the Wishmaker because she could unintentionally destroy the world.
I'm trying to save her so hard.
Because of the way there's blowback from wishes in that monkey's paw sort of a way. If Anna wished that, for example, that none of this had ever happened, she might destroy the entire town and make it so the whole town never existed, and none of the people born there ever existed. It has the potential for that sort of blowback. And so, for everyone's safety, the school won't allow Anna to become a boarder and stop being caged until and unless she can be something else. So Kai is researching so hard for a way to turn Anna into some other kind of supernatural creature so that she can get out of this abusive home life.
Yeah.
And
so that's one of our conflicts.
They found out more and more about her abusive home life because her mother is just a mortal. Her mother dreamed of this guy and woke up pregnant, having not actually been with anyone in real life, And
Also, be careful with talking about this, because,
yeah,
like, at the table, we're all aware, but people here don't have enough context, and we don't want to trigger anybody.
So her mother has a lot of trauma, and
also is not, like, entirely connected to reality, as, you know, you can imagine as would happen when you, wake up pregnant for no reason.
Yeah. So it's not just she's a horrible person, wahaha. She is a deeply damaged person.
We're all about moral grays here.
Yes.
There is no right.
Every time my players find a character that they just hate, they start looking into more detail and go, okay, I'm still not a fan, but at least I understand.
Like, I have...
Cool motive, still murder.
Cool motive, still murder. Look, I recognize you had to bind yourself to this mortal realm so that you could hold your child, Nightmare King, but, like, you did still kill
the Nightmare
somebody.
King wanted desperately to be able to hold his baby. But you can understand that.
Yeah, and
he's a nightmare. He's a figment. He doesn't exist in this world.
Look, I can't fault him for that, but still.
So he may have murdered someone a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So that he could use their life force to tie him to this plane, so that he, with blood-stained hands, could hold his baby. But
cool motive, still murder.
Cool motive, still murder. He points out that the student is still attending the school, walking around, having conversations with people. How much murder is it really if the person is still demonstrably alive?
Look what you did. You gave a perfectly good student anxiety. Cool motive, still murder. Hi, Jelly Beans. How are you?
And they've just found out, but they don't have any explanation
for my
it,
god, you...
that student, his pictures from the yearbook from before he was killed.
There's two of him!
There's two of him. In every picture, there's two of him.
What do you mean there's two of him?
There's, like, one in a leather jacket with a terrible little mustache. You know, the kind of terrible little mustache that 17-year-olds grow.
It's such a bad mustache. It's so bad.
It is really quite terrible.
It's horrendous.
And one that looks much more like they're used to Steve wandering around and looking now. And they're going, why? Why are there two of him?
There two of him?
There weren't two of him before?
There's not... I mean, maybe... No, clearly there were two of him before. There aren't two of him now. What happened? Why are there two Steves? What did you do, Mother? Why are there two Steves?
The body and the soul.
Ooh. That is interesting, yeah.
But yes, he was killed and now there's only one of him. So really...
So where did the other one go?
Well, that one was killed.
Yes, okay, so it's definitely murder? Question mark? So this is the stuff that we deal with in my very cool role-playing game that my mother runs.
What I love about I mean, there are lots of things I love about Monsterhearts, but one of the things I love about Monsterhearts is that everyone at the table has control over the fiction. So when one of the players says something about the world, that becomes true. So Shaylor has just shown me the baby zombie in the attic. And now there's a baby zombie in the attic. Now there's a baby
zombie in the attic because my Twitch chat named a baby zombie Jerry the Filza Slayer. Thanks, Twitch chat.
He will not be called the Filza Slayer.
No, he will not.
He will be called Jerry.
Oh no.
Jerry. Tiny zombie in the attic. That's now canon. And so I, as the games master, often don't know the answers to questions.
Yeah, like, I think a great example of how things we do change the canon. Our ghost slapped someone.
Yes.
And now she can canonically touch him, which is really very freaky because she cannot even hold her sister's hand. But she can touch him, to be fair.
A 10 plus is an unmitigated success, complete success. A 13 plus doesn't actually have rules for it.
Thanks for the lurk, Molly. Enjoy dinner.
But I try to do it as an extraordinary success and give something extra for it. So, yeah, this person who has declared that he is her brother. Before she died, she certainly didn't have a brother, but...
To be fair, he is.
Yeah, when she clawed her way out of the abyss, he sort of caught a ride and came back into the world with her.
And who can fault him for that?
So she's worked out that while she was dead, he ate her body, and his physical form is basically made up of the stuff her body was previously made up of.
Just a tiny little nibble. What's a tiny little nibble?
A few years of constant tiny little nibbles.
Yeah.
But yeah, because his body is made up of what her body used to be, she slapped him. She rolled this extraordinary success, and so we decided what happened was that she reclaimed control over her body, just a little bit. And so she was able to connect with him, and now she has like a fingernail's amount of substance to her ghost body. It's a tiny, tiny little amount. But theoretically, if she continues to take control over her body, even though she's no longer riding around in it anymore, it will become more and more hers again.
What can scare the boogeyman? Apparently, his sister taking her body back.
Look, big sisters scare everyone.
Big sisters are terrifying, and also,
when they want to.
She didn't know that she had so many siblings, but now he says something stupid, and she's like, my big sister's senses are tingling. One of my siblings said something dumb. I don't know which of the two it was.
No, she always knows which one of the
two it was. I love it, though. The siblings are probably some of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
Also, this is 6 people? Except these, I didn't put 2 beds here. That there's supposed to be a bed there. Or maybe one there. I failed to
put that one facing that way.
That one facing that way?
Yeah, so the stairs go up next to it, and then...
I can't...
Oh.
I'm gonna have to remove that light source to do that. Then these guys share a head.
Yes!
Okay.
They can be best friends.
Okay. I'm gonna have to change that slightly. It is! Here we go. Okay, I am taking a moment, just a singular moment, to breathe while yes yells at me. Okay, nope, we're not good. It's
one single
still breathing, still yelling. This guy's gonna need stairs too. Okay, well, you can... Well, motive still murder.
Look, it's currently my favorite.
Look, dude, I'm glad that you get to hold your daughter and all, but, like, you did... That's still murder.
Still a little bit murder.
Darn... guess it's okay. I don't know, I just managed to get one room working right. Like, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then the others just feel weird and crowded, and I don't...
Because you don't have the same layout for each, so
yeah, like this... See, this is so crowded.
Having been into the boarding house at my high school, though, it did feel ridiculously crowded.
Yeah? So, okay. Thank you, that helps, because I've never been in one. Oh, okay. Okay. This is fine. We're fine with this. So. What's up? Hi.
Hi. So, conflict. We've got class president. We've got, the fear that Anna will destroy reality, but the desire to free her from her cage.
We've got Lena.
And then we've got Lena. There is something in the cavern.
Oh yeah, I should show them the cavern. Wait.
Let's go look at the cavern.
Let's go look at the cavern.
The school is built on top of a cliff. And at the base of the cliff, there is A yawning cavern.
That would very much like to eat you.
It would quite like to eat. Yeah. Students who go into the cavern don't come back out again. First session, as we created the world together, I asked the players, where's somewhere no one goes? Not even on a dare.
Yeah, we said it.
And they decided that no one goes in the cavern.
And I mean, why would you? Look at that thing. It's super intimidating.
So we have a student by the name of Lena who is possessed by something and is trying to infect one of the other players, Nyx the witch, with that thing.
I'd like her to stop.
And that thing is whatever is down in the cavern. And she has given a time limit that at the dark of the moon, she will either take Nyx or she will kill Lena, the body that she's riding. And the players would quite like it if nobody died.
Yeah, actually, I would prefer that, especially because I'm now implicated. My character would be implicated in both, at least in his own eyes, because he promised to help the body that was, being kidnapped. Not kidnapped, but used for.
She managed to fight free for a few moments to call for help, and since then has gotten maybe 30 minutes of control over her body in the last 10 days.
I feel real bad for her.
Because people are trying to help her, so.
I feel real bad for her. Yeah. So she's a great source of conflict.
She is.
She's real good. And by real good, I mean, oh God, please.
Oh God, please don't.
Yes, please.
We just recently had the revelation of, well, if she's infected, where did she get it from? And one of
Thank you for the hydrate.
One of the other students who was someone that Kai trusted as much as Kai trusts anyone. Has been revealed to be the one who infected her.
Yeah, but look, Kai's a little worried, concerned about Sem right now. Well, knowing what I know Kai's about to find out about Sasha going to, try to unlock Newbie's bathroom. Poor Sasha.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun with, okay, we've identified that this person is a bad person. Now, how do I make them sympathetic?
Keep doing that.
I don't want it to ever be clear. I don't want there to ever be a clear bad guy. Someone that they can just unequivocally be against. One of the guidelines for running Monsterhearts is to try and make triangles with 2 players and 1 NPC, and use the NPC to divide the players. So get them to be on either side of a debate, 1 friends with a particular character, 1 enemies with a particular character, so it forces interaction and conflict between the players. And you can't do that if you have an unequivocal bad guy.
Yeah. So we keep getting attached, and we keep thinking they're all amazing. Also because my mom's really good at making characters.
Aww. I'm not good at doing the voices. That is my weakest part as a games master.
I wasn't aware the voices were a must.
Well, the very best games masters do different voices and accents so that you can tell who's talking at any point in time.
Mom, we can tell who's talking at any point in time.
You say sweet things to me.
Even some of the times when you don't know who's talking, we the players do. Also, your entire face and posture changes when you're voicing Izzy, and it's adorable.
Izzy is 6'2" and broad-shouldered, and she's one of those girls who grew big and fast, so she was always the tallest, always the heaviest in her year, and so she carries herself, she often hunches her shoulders a little and tries to be smaller, and it's not that she likes hurting people, but she likes it when people like her, and
she's so easy to like.
And so she kind of defaults to being the enforcer. Like, if they are mean to you, I will hurt them. I will hurt them because people are not allowed to be mean to you.
Yeah.
And, like, she thinks that's what her value is. And everyone around her is all, oh, Izzy, no, you are valued and loved, and our game is crazy wholesome.
Oh, it really is. The boogeyman is struggling to survive because everyone is too nice to each other. Sorry, Rin.
I'm sorry, sleep is hard.
Sleep is really hard. Even when you're good at sleep like you are, it's not easy.
So I think those are the big three conflicts.
Oh, yeah. It's also maybe honorable mention to Amir's father, who, decided that his son should be dating someone else and also kidnapped some people and shot one of the students who can't die by accident. But,
so there's a game mechanic that says, so all rolls are 2d6 plus a stat. If you roll a 7 or higher, you succeed. If you roll a 10 or higher, you succeed without complications. If you roll less than a 7, something bad happens. That doesn't necessarily mean you don't succeed. It usually means you don't succeed. But like we had one occasion where a character was rolling to get someone to tell them the truth. And missed. And so for the complication, I had the
exact
clingy AF, which is one of the origins, clingy AF for the Jaragumo. The super devoted, I will burn the world down girlfriend of the character they were talking about overhear the conversation and go, well, need to mess with them.
Yup.
And so she wrote a letter to the character's father, and she just intended to get him into a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, but we don't like his father. Mum, what do I put in Sasha's room? It's the only room I haven't decorated yet.
Sasha has a, at the moment, see, if you'd asked me 4 months ago, or even 2 weeks ago, it might have been different. At the moment, Sasha has a pile of clothes and all their actual stuff. Sasha collects weird and wonderful things from everywhere, but all of that's been shoved into a wardrobe or pushed together to make space for Sasha's desk, which is covered with paperwork. And like a murder board, conspiracy style, out on the wall.
Sweetheart.
with post-its and index cards and pictures and bits of string connecting them, because Sasha is very much not okay.
No, Sasha's very much not okay. Thank you for the NB hearts, and no, I am not taller than 3 meters, nor are any of my characters. That's too tall.
That's very tall.
Okay.
So, yeah, absolutely put weird and wonderful stuff in Sasha's room, but the most important part right now is
The desk.
the desk.
And wardrobe?
Wardrobe isn't important per se.
Okay, so if Sasha just doesn't have a wardrobe,
Sasha doesn't have a wardrobe, that's fine.
Cool. Thank you. That's what I needed.
Yes.
Poor Sasha.
Sasha was created as the class gossip. Sasha knows more than just about anyone else about what's going on, but because of supernatural bindings and contracts, isn't allowed to talk about a bunch of stuff that would be really nice to be able to talk about.
The way I've done these shelves means I can't really decorate them. But that's because this is the most important. This is the most important thing. Hi, Butterfly. It's okay that you can't stay.
It's nice to see you.
Yeah, thanks for popping in and saying hi. Have a great day. Trying to figure out the best way to murder board style this.
So I want to tell people a little bit about Sasha. Are you okay
Sure,
if there's
yeah.
a tiny spoiler?
Sure.
So everyone you already know Sasha's an infernal, so it's not much of a spoiler.
Yeah.
This is a school for supernatural creatures, and everyone who comes to the school is supernatural in some way, except for Sasha. Sasha was obsessed with the paranormal. He was like a paranormal investigator and found out about the existence of the supernatural world, which most people don't know. And for reasons of security and the safety of the supernatural world, was, we'll call it admitted to the school, though while Sasha would absolutely have said yes, there wasn't the option of saying no. It was come to the school or have your memory erased. Well, eaten, have your memory eaten. We don't have the ability to be selective about that, so it wouldn't just be your memories of this eaten, it would be
Just all
the memories eaten. So Sasha came to this school full of supernatural creatures, obsessed with the supernatural, but with absolutely no powers, with nothing about them that made them other than human.
My heart is going to break.
And stories about the thing down in the abyss, down in the cavern, and we don't go down into the cavern. Sasha says, why don't we go down into the cavern? We just don't. People who go in don't come back. Well, do you have any evidence of that? Can you name any students who've been down there? No. So Sasha is this person who has always poked their nose into things that that they really, really shouldn't, went into the cavern.
Oh, Sasha.
And made a deal with the thing there and became the Infernal, but was in no way prepared for what that would mean. So Sasha's independent study is all about contract law. But the reason they're studying contract law is because they got trapped into a very bad contract and they're trying to figure out a way.
I need to hug Sasha.
You try being the only non-supernatural student at a school full of magical creatures.
I mean, I'm the only fairy. I'm the only fae. All these people don't make sense to me either.
But you have powers.
Yeah, but only when I'm
Ruby's
wrapped
the
up
only
in
mermaid. Everyone's the only anything, at least in our year. But they all belong here.
Sasha,
And
darling.
Sasha
Kai, are you okay?
didn't belong.
Sasha
Sasha was other, here under sufferance. So, made a deal. And has since regretted it, but not been able to take it back. Lena, at the end of last year, Lena was suicidally depressed. And Sasha went, well, if you're going to do that anyway, you could, I'll give you to this thing that has the contract on me. So it'll have you instead of me, and I'll be free. And then your death will accomplish something. But it took Lena as well, not instead of. And so Sasha's dealing with the guilt of everything bad that's happening to Lena, everything bad that Lena might do is their fault.
Yeah.
But is mystically bound from talking about it, and attempting to do so causes not just physical pain, but actual damage.
Dude, Say talked through a guess to tell us what was going on. Blood chunks of graphic warning, chunks of blood being coughed up. Like, dude, Sasha. Yeah. Sasha deserves the world, and I'm going to give it to Sam.
I didn't.
I, as Sheolora, the player, I'm going to give it to Sam. I'm not entirely sure if Kai Kai can't make that promise because otherwise it's going to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I, as Sheolora, would like to give Sasha the world.
Yeah. And I was expecting, when people find out that this sympathetic character is the one who infected Lena, they would get classified as a villain. And
oh yeah, that happened for just a tiny little bit.
There was a very brief bit of that, and then they went, "Oh, honey.
Oh, honey. Oh, sweetheart. Come here and let me make it okay."
One of the things I'm having fun with...
Bet Sasha didn't realize that blinding yourself around the Fae makes you their problem now.
One of the things I'm having a lot of fun with Sasha is that because Sasha can't talk about things directly, when people ask questions that Sasha can't answer, says, "Let me tell you a story," and makes up a story, a fairy tale, a rumor.
Oh yeah, because that was not an actual story that Say told us. Like, Kai knows that. Kai, who has studied that story, is like, yeah, and then what happened?
Sasha told them a bastardized version of the monkey's paw as an old Russian folktale, and Kai, who has studied mythology and what of the Fae has made it to popular culture in this world, knows that the monkey's paw was a movie from, was either 1924 or 1927. But no, that is not a Russian fairy tale.
No, it's really not.
Russia, not known for its monkeys.
No. But, if that's the story you want to tell me, sure, we can do that.
And Sasha, who knows that Kai can sense when a promise is broken, made a promise to tell Kai everything, and then obviously couldn't tell Kai everything, but used the breaking of that promise as a way to alert Kai that there were things that Sasha wasn't able to say.
Yeah.
So I'm having a lot of fun with Sasha.
Yeah, good, because, Kai is about to get even more attached to Sasha. Putting a little sitting area here. And we're gonna put a bit of greenery in this corner. See how I've found things to do?
Yes.
Even though I was like, there's so much that I've already decorated. And I have not.
There's always more decoration.
I have not, in fact,
Wow.
decorated any of the things that I'm supposed to.
That's so good.
I know, right? You want to see another so good?
Yeah.
This isn't going to be as good. This is less.
Also, I want to know what those weird multicolored blocks were.
Which one's this?
No, as you scrolled past, there was it
this?
These?
This is chorus flower. Yeah, they're
these.
So these are glazed terracotta.
Glazed terracotta. Okay.
You get terracotta and you dye them and you put them in a furnace.
Can I see some glazed terracotta in the real world?
Sure.
So I can see what it looks like.
Let me grab some of my favorites. So the thing with glazed terracotta is that it's directional.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing I think that I'm thinking of for artwork on the wall. Just replace some of the wall blocks with something pretty and patterned.
But then it would affect both sides of the wall.
We'll only do half of it.
What do you mean?
That's so cool.
It really is. And you can... I find radial patterns easiest. This one's weird though, because to make that a radial, that has to be in the inside. Like... No. Okay. Orange glazed terracotta is weird.
I like it. So what's on the other side of that wall?
Bathrooms.
Ah, okay.
Actually, those are showers. Showers with grates. And then in here is bathrooms. Still looking for better ways to do toilets.
Your chat has been quiet for a long time.
It has. According to Twitch, there's still like a lot of people here, but everyone's kind of just vibing or has me on in the background, and that's totally okay. I'm talking to you.
Okay.
I don't need chat to say anything. As long as chat is still there, which I am pretty sure they are. I don't know. Yeah, I'm real sad about Sasha, and I was gonna help them out today, but we don't have time, so instead I'm just learning terrible, horrible secrets. Yay, terrible, horrible secrets. So this little divot in the wall is the perfect place to put, you know, like a bit of a bookshelf. Hello, Voodoo Fox. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna do the grandfather clock thing again.
Okay.
Because why not?
I know a song about it. Probably.
Is it the one that breaks my heart?
Probably.
It's a good song. As each creature has its own type, how do they get it? As each creature has its own type of food, how do they get it at the food hall? Great question, James.
Most of students can eat human food. Although some of them have preferences that aren't too hard to accommodate. Then there are exceptions like Rin Jordan, who feeds on fear, which is not served in the dining room.
No.
And so there was 3 months of summer holidays, and students came back, and Rin was deliberately freaking people out because he was so hungry.
I happen to be very fond of Rin. It didn't intend to be. It just kind of happened. In my defense. Just kind of happened.
But most people can eat standard human food.
Yeah, we figured out that my character would probably struggle with it more than my character's letting on, because my character was, raised with fairy food. Hello, Ellenadella! Wait, that's a great name. Ellenadella, amazing. Still looking for a way to do toilets using Everon's. Yeah. Maybe one day.
I really liked your showers.
Thank you. My pronouns are they, them. I was gonna do the pronoun thing, but you already have your pronouns there. And heck yeah, asexual pride. I can't show you my ace flag, but I have one. Didn't work. Yeah. You did the non-binary pride and the asexual pride. I see it. I love the pride hearts. Twitch has pride heart emotes. Also, could you turn the light on, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Also, Ruby would like to join in on the asexual pride.
Yeah.
Yes. So this game has 23 meaningful NPCs that the players are constantly interacting with.
I've gotten very attached.
It has its own. It has its own joy, but I am really impressed that my players, they are attached to all 23 NPCs, and
well, we're just gonna be like, I recognize that you've given us this NPC, but actually, I've decided I don't care.
Well, I expected that people would have favorites and would have some that they didn't really care about.
Okay, that's fair.
And mostly, people care a whole lot. I like it.
This is Kai. He picks all of the battles.
Yes.
Kai does not know how to put other people's problems down.
Behold the field where Kai plants his fox, and see that it is verdant and overgrown.
Yeah.
Kai gives all the fucks.
Yeah, Kai cares a lot. You love the use of looms, thank you. Trans pride, heck yeah. Is your character a fairy? Can your character make fairy circle ahead for someone? My character has a fairy circle. Here, I'll go to his room to show you. So my character has a tiny little fairy circle on top of his desk where Faye can put like letters back home to. But because I don't have the move, like there is a thing you can purchase with experience points that allows you to bring someone to fairy with you for a scene, or a scene or two, and I don't have that. I cannot make a fairy circle that will bring a person into it. Not unless I buy that move. Which really, I'm struggling to pick between doing that and being able to show Rin the Wild Hunt, or doing Unashamed and just having far too much charisma.
But because you've got the most experience out of anyone, you have one more advance.
And then I trigger season finale.
Yep.
Unless we can work out that deal where I buy somebody else a treat. Because every single move I have gives me experience. I'm sorry I didn't do it. Just kind of happened.
The rules are that after the 5th advance your character gets, everyone gets access to advanced moves. which include changing playbooks. So, for example, your character could die and become a vampire, or in our case, much more likely, the ghost might get her body back.
What happens
no
to
longer
Rin
be
if
a
Carrie
ghost.
gets her body back?
What a good question.
I'm not ready to find out. I happen to like Rin. He's a jerk, but he's kind of
such
fun.
a jerk.
He's,
oh my goodness.
He's a problem. Also, I've put far too much thought into what's on people's desks, okay?
Yes.
So, ready. Anna has schoolwork on her desk. She doesn't bring it home. George has schoolwork on his desk. He's always working on something. I mean, he has like 3 other people.
Jesse has a rose on his desk.
Jesse's a rose on his desk.
Give to his sweetheart.
Yeah, because he is flirtatious and is always in a relationship with someone. Jamie has a piece of string on her desk because she's a spider and because the desk looked empty and I couldn't think of anything to give either Jackie or Jamie. Lena has a spyglass on her desk because she's always prying into people's business. Steve also has a bunch of schoolwork, but it's a different type of schoolwork.
Because he's doing advanced placement stuff. Steve has been 17 for 26 years and stuck in the junior class for 26 years. So in most classes, he is doing advanced work. He long since finished with the actual curriculum.
Yeah. Can I transfer XP to someone else? Good question. Not according to the rules, but I'm really trying to figure out how. Kai has lichen because fairy circle and stuff, and because I couldn't figure out what to give Rin other than an actual skull. Adon has crystals, because Adon is a shiny skeleton who has flowers and crystals and such, and also because these two get up to some shenanigans.
They do.
And Sasha has a book with notes on everyone, which I think is ironic considering that they've blinded themselves. So, that book's not going to be much helpful in a bit.
Sadly, at a school with supernatural thingies, the likelihood of the blinding being permanent is significantly less.
Yeah. Might go for real. Okay, goodbye.
Take care.
Yes, take care. Sleep well if you are able.
Yes, I would probably allow you to transfer XP to catch people up to where you are, but when everyone's ready for their 5th advance, there's no more postponing anything.
That's fair.
5th advance, and then you go to the next session is season finale, and we are ramping up tension and ramping up tension and ramping up tension. So
yeah,
the season finale will come soon.
I am expecting season finale soon. I just feel like we're not quite ready for it
looks
yet.
almost like an angel with a halo.
A little bit.
Can you fill a bottle then?
Could I fill a bottle with XP if it was in Minecraft? Because I will remind you of the where is it? It's in here. The bottle o' enchanting, which when you throw it has XP.
Gotcha.
So unfortunately not in the system we're using, but you want art on the walls. So
that's beauty.
Yeah. You want art on the walls, so I give you art for the walls. Yeah. Yeah, that does balance out the yellow a little. And this, and then Don't like the red. Don't know what I'm doing here exactly. I just kind of am.
You're just kind of arting.
Yeah. I was looking for some banner designs from the internet. That's the one I want.
Oh, it's a phoenix.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
So it's a yellow base. Red like this. Orange like this. Red. See, it's so much easier if I just do designs other people have done instead of making up my own. Red round. Orange flower charge. And red inverted chevron. And there, now we have Phoenix art.
That's amazing.
I know, right? See? Art I do, art the internet does. To be fair, I based that off of the internet.
Not that yours isn't good, but
That's just
the phoenix is amazing.
Art I do, art the internet does. Hello, Lemon. How are you? You're all good, James. So I'm gonna put a Phoenix poster on the wall.
Yeah.
And you know, why not have that one actually?
Yeah.
There we go. Just getting some art on the walls.
Just to break it up.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, when you get 600 channel points. Good to know, good to know. Torned up, thank you for the follow. Why are my alerts down? That's so annoying. Oh well. Okay. Not doing anything else for a little while.
This is kind of
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. Thank you for the stretch, Lemon. Oh, much appreciated. Ooh, good stretch.
I can hear your bits go clack, clack, clack as you stretch.
Yeah, that's what they do. So this is Principal Lydark's office. I've definitely shown this to you. Principal Lydark has this whole unused area.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I feel that too, yeah. Are gonna... Yep. Very relatable. I should decorate their table.
Is this like staff room area?
Yeah. I'm just gonna put some typical table knickknacks down. You'd be surprised at how often tables have this on, you see.
I know that sea pickles?
Sea pickles, yes.
Sea pickles. I assume that sea pickles are so frequently used at the school because of Clune, the eldritch sea cucumber.
Yes, that. But also, I think they look kind of like cup holders. So they're stuff that things go in. Hello, 13 Loves. Thank you for the follow. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I also changed this up a little so it's less weird. I just figured out how to make that going down less weird. Come on. Bam, bam. 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 I just pointed at my mother. Because she's cute. Bam. Bam. Yeah. I want it to go all the way down, but then this is all cramped. Oh well. It looks better like that. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of stewing. So the wheelchair way to get to the dining hall is long and convoluted and a little cramped.
Hydrate.
Thank you for the hydrate. Okay. This is a lot more quiet for you than it is for me because I have the occasional very quiet music in my ears, but not that different.
It's an amazing kitchen.
I love it
Such an amazing
so
kitchen.
much. This is my favorite room. Absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite room. I'm not entirely sure about this shelf, but other than that, dang, I made a kitchen. That's one of the reasons that, like, up here's so hard. I don't know what I'm doing with it. Like, yeah, I can just put things here. Can.
It feels weird to have the flowering thing in the middle there.
I've got some elsewhere. I've got that one at the bottom. That one doesn't have any. They just flower wherever. But it does kind of look weird, especially next to that.
Live has a black thumb. He's incapable of successfully growing or giving life to anything. And I have to imagine there are things of life. Blythe, stop watering the plants. Blythe, we're killing them. Blythe, no, you can't throw up in the bush. You'll kill the bush.
Yeah. Poor Blythe. I don't think I like that. I really want to be able to put small drip leaf in a pot. I also want to be able to put sugarcane in a pot. And fine. There's data packs for that. There's data packs that means I can put these things in pots where they belong. Like, can you imagine putting sugarcane in a pot? It would be so cute. I can put bamboo in a pot, but I can't put sugarcane. Speaking of sugarcane, where's my sugarcane? Sugarcane. I mean, you know what sugarcane looks like.
Yeah, but not in a pot.
But if you think about sugarcane
it would need
in
a
general,
bigger pot.
True.
Because it's got a bigger footprint.
But if you think about sugarcane in general, and then I grab one of these crimson roots.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I could see that being sugarcane. You know what I don't have in any of the pots? I don't have any cactus, and it is one of the cutest. That needs to go somewhere.
Tiny cactus, please.
Not here, but somewhere. Tiny cactus does believe in you.
I feel like Unicash would have cactus. But that may be just because she's...
prickly?
Yeah.
Where's Unicash? Yep. And also, so that there can be a tiny cactus believes in you,
Yes.
It's going on the other side of the desk, because that's where her certificate of didn't graduate is.
Yep.
Okay. I'm running out of things, and also dopamine.
You might be done for now.
I might be done for now, but I want to talk about one more thing first. I just don't know what it is. I don't know what it is yet. I want to talk.
I want to talk about the statue.
The statue, sure. Bryn Jordan. I know it was only a matter of time before you freaked me out by finding the roof, but please, sir.
Remember that this is Rin who said,
"Want to jump off a cliff?"
Want to jump off a cliff?
Hello, my inner demons. My inner thoughts. I cannot put you on a lead. Don't make me scare you away,
the
Rin.
answer to "Do you want to jump off a cliff?" was yes.
Yes, obviously. Rin, don't make me do this, Rin. Don't make me do this.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cat scare creepers. Get back inside, you heathen. Get back inside. Making me scare the boogeyman. Get back down.
Rin was scared of cats.
Well, creepers are scared of cats. I don't think Rin is. No, you're not going towards the edge of the roof. I'm supposed to be able to jump up here. Go. Shoot. Get back.
Wow. You're a great big bully. You can just leave the cats on the roof.
They'll despawn eventually, maybe. But wait. Rin? You're an idiot. You're an idiot? You're very much an idiot. Okay. He took a minute damage from that. I'm worried. Rin's been with me for so long. Okay. Thank you for your service. I can't lead a creeper anywhere. I don't think creepers even step on turtle eggs. So, you know, just making sure there's no more cats on the roof. There we go. This is chill. Okay. It's fine.
The thing I am most excited about this whole experience is that I have learned about Jerry. Baby zombie in the attic. I didn't know there was a baby zombie in the attic, and now I know, and I'm so excited.
Look, I didn't want Jerry to be canon, but also I knew in my heart of hearts that Jerry was canon.
Yeah.
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 Jerry, the baby zombie.
You knew that as soon as I saw that would be a thing.
Yeah, and also I think I've had the thought in game before of, I wonder what Jerry's up to. So you know, it's fine. Coldie alive, thank you for the follow. It has just occurred to me that I got distracted when Molly raided me earlier, and I did not give my introduction spiel. I was just like, oh my gosh, there are people. I wasn't like, hey, this is what I do. I mean, I did say I'm building a thing, but I didn't say, you know, this is what I usually do. This is a bit about me as a person. I was just like, no, my mom's here. She's cool. Which I think is fair. Chat, you taught my mother about Uwu. I will never be free now. I hope you're proud of yourselves.
They are. They're very proud.
Oh, they're so proud of themselves. Oh, my regulars who make me say Uwu just for fun aren't here. But if they were, they would be inconsolable. They'd be so happy. And they would also be issuing threats. Threats? They fun, lighthearted threats. Like, you know, you realize we're going to be more of a problem now that we know we can make your mother say Uwu. We will... I don't know. These are the same people who made me do a 6-card tarot reading and keep threatening to do it even though that's physically not possible. I took away their ability to do a 6-card tarot reading. Oh, Kai. There's been a slight update to Jamie's room, right? Kai, you're not permitted in Jamie's room.
Jim disapproves of that.
Come back out here. Villagers come towards you when you try to trade with them. Kai! My goodness, you're so annoying. So, Jamie, right? Super closed off person.
Yes.
You can't see much, but you can see the covering she has on her wardrobe.
Yes.
And I come in. The covering is gray, which is Jamie's color, in case you weren't aware.
Yes.
Then over the bed, she's got a thing she's weaving for Izzy.
Aww.
And across from the bed, she has a thing she's weaving for Jack.
For Jack and
for George up here, because orange is George's favorite color. So, these are more knit works, as you can see, like that chunky knit pattern. And
Jamie knits and crochets, but she doesn't like people to know that she does it.
Yeah.
So she only does it when she's by herself.
And also, she's got like a little photo of her family up there. And by her family, I of course mean
the polycule.
The polycule, not like her actual family back home. No, she doesn't care about those.
No.
So. She's super
she hopes
closed
it
off.
won't be necessary to murder her family, but if it is necessary to murder her parents, that's a price that they'll just have to pay.
Yes. That's a price she's willing for someone else to pay.
Mm.
The only reason she hasn't is because Jack keeps telling her not to. Anyway, moving on.
She's a very high-functioning sociopath.
She'd certainly like people to think that, wouldn't she?
And she subscribes to the principal's view that you can love 1, 2, maybe 3 people, but after that you run out of hours in the day.
Yeah, she does.
It's exhausting caring about all those people.
It is, to be fair. And the fact that I've realized Kai is now at almost 0 people that Kai actually cares about. Which is partially because Kai realized caring about all these people was hurting him. So he...
Kai kind of spread himself thin like margarine.
Yeah, and Kai has basically completely cut himself off from caring about anyone and will regain people that he cares about. One of them is about to be Sasha.
Yeah.
And probably Naida, because I love Naida. And because Kai's kind of dating Naida, and so that feels like you shouldn't even have to think about it, you know?
It feels like you should continue to care about the person you're dating.
Yeah, probably. And I kind of have to care about Rin, at least just slightly, because I have asked him to not make things worse. He said, you know, if you're asking me not to hunt, you've got to feed me. Mm-hmm. So I have to at least ensure that he's fed. Mm-hmm. Though really, that standard is very low. In Izzy's room, that's a mirror. Over to the bathrooms. It doesn't really make sense for there to be a mirror in there. And I kind of want to close this in a little. That's better. That is better. The bathrooms are under here. And there's not really mirrors in this one. That is fine. There doesn't really need to be. But we know that there are mirrors in the upstairs bathroom. Mm-hmm. And also, I was prepared for there to be at least one mirror in this bathroom. I mean, it makes sense for mirrors to be over the sink because they usually are, but in Minecraft, that's a little hard. Yeah. I mean, I can't stretch it across, so...
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could make the banner horizontal.
If we could make... It'd make so many country flags easier. It just make so many flags easier, because all of the flags have to be hung on their sides, basically. Well, this area looks a little more homely now. And I've shown you this room, which is just fabulous. This is the best dorm. This one is a mess, and maybe I'll make it better. We've done this, which is it's alright, you know, it's okay.
It doesn't need to be super fantastic because it's not a PC area. It just means that the matter isn't echoingly empty.
Yeah. And I've done some of these.
And look at your beautiful phoenix on the wall.
And there's a beautiful phoenix. I will probably work on more art stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking when I saw the phoenix. And look, there's like, you know, those things. Hello, Nate Meyer. Hi. How are you? Okay. I feel like we're about at the end of the stream. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Mom?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, someone just said a good thing.
Thank you for the bits, James! What do you think of bats? Because you're trying to make a human-bat hybrid, got fused together by another portal. Funky. Got stuck in the portal realm by going through the end portal. Starting to be an archaeologist. Is the artifact magical or not? Oh, I really like that. Like a bat archaeologist. It makes sense because they are usually found underground. Personally, I like bats. In Minecraft, people hate on bats a lot, but I think they're great. They are one of the few flying things. And when the LA gets added in, oh my goodness, I haven't told you about the LA, but I'm going to tell you so much about the LA eventually. That was directed to my mother, who has not heard all of the very exciting gossip about the Minecraft mob vote that happened this year. But, like, when the LA gets added in, there'll be more flying creatures. But right now, the only things that fly are bees, bats, parrots, and phantoms. And phantoms are hostile, and parrots only spawn in one biome. So I think bats are great for adding movement and dimension to the world, and I think all of the people who are like, oh, why did Minecraft add bats, should stop being so fussy and consider that maybe we are allowed to have nice things even if you don't particularly care about this specific nice thing. I like nice things too. Okay, you should do that. I'm glad that you're good, Nate. I'm also quite good. Yeah, I think the idea of a bat archaeologist hybrid thing is a great idea. I'm not entirely sure how you do it, but I believe in your ability to do so. I am going to have to stop stream. We had some technical difficulties. My internet's yelling at me again. But I had a lot of fun hanging out and talking about chat. Rin is back inside. This is good. You voted the LA? That's good. That's good. I'm so excited about the LA. I couldn't vote because it was at 1 a.m. and I needed to sleep. Every year, I have to trust the Minecraft fate to the hands of the community. And this year that paid off. Okay. I'm gonna go see if there's anyone we can raid. I'm gonna see if anyone's live. Oh my gosh. I am so head empty, but I'm so happy with this thing I've built. There's still so much to do. I have to decorate all of the walls. I have to do so much. I have to figure out this road out here and the statue and the entire mountain and all of the tunnels and the town that's going to be here and the forest. I meant to ask my mum how far away from the thing the Townsend house was, but I think it's going to be here where I can just see the manor looming in the distance. I think that's a good distance away from the manor. Look at this. I'm actually really, really proud of this terrain. Did not expect to be able to do that. Okay. Twitch is not loading. It's not telling me who's live. Okay, there we go. Wow, that's a lot of people.
It is purely...
Oh. Loaded me up on someone, to be fair. That's where I want to be. I'm gonna raid my friend. I have no idea what this is, but he's playing Minecraft. And I don't get to raid him often. This says that it's intended for mature audiences, which is fair because my friend swears so much. So be aware of that as I send you over. Thank you all so much for sticking around, for following, for hanging out. Thank you for chatting or just lurking. Thank you for all of the kind words about my mother and my build. Thank you, Molly, for the raid, and Goose for the gifted sub. And just thank you all. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your days. Sleep well if you need to. I'm probably going to stream tomorrow, but my streaming schedule right now is up in the air, so I don't know when or what I'll be doing. I love you all very, very much, and goodbye. Go give some love to my friend. Bye.